vibrant life. While travel is desired by all, seniors and those with disabilities face unique challenges. Mobility is a hurdle. Navigating crowded airports, historic sites, or hotels without elevators can be physically demanding. Health concerns are another factor. Accessibility is a constant challenge. Destinations and accommodations can be unwelcoming. The stress of planning with a disability can be immense. Addressing these feelings is crucial for positive travel experiences. Navigating are not barriers to exploring the world. The world is gradually awakening to accessible travel. While challenges remain, there has never been a better time for seniors and individuals with disabilities to explore. Airlines, hotel chains, and tour operators are increasingly recognizing the needs of this demographic. More destinations are investing in accessible infrastructure, opening up a world of possibilities. This guide is designed to be your comprehensive resource for embracing these new opportunities. Our aim is to provide practical, actionable advice that addresses your specific concerns. This guide is built on the belief that information is power, the power to plan confidently and travel without fear. You can ensure that your travel experience is not only accessible, but also joyful, restorative, and deeply rewarding. The promise of accessible adventures is a promise of freedom, discovery, and connection. Let's begin to explore how you can transform your travel dreams into a well-planned, safe, and wonderful reality. Navigating the physical world presents immediate challenges for seniors and travelers with disabilities. The built environment, often designed without universal needs in mind, can make exploration difficult. Historic destinations are notorious for accessibility hurdles. Even modern cities fall short with broken pavements and inaccessible public transit. Air travel presents mobility challenges with vast airports and cramped cabins. Ground transportation can be equally problematic. Inconsistent public transit accessibility makes route planning difficult. Accommodations present challenges as accessibility definitions vary. Securing a truly accessible room requires verifying specific features to avoid unusable accommodations. Many travelers manage chronic health conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or respiratory issues. Travel requires balancing adventure with careful health management. Disruptions to routines like meal times and sleep can significantly impact health. Maintaining stable blood sugar or blood pressure becomes complex. Packing involves assembling a comprehensive medical kit with enough medication, prescriptions, and a doctor's letter. Accessing healthcare while traveling is a concern. Research local facilities, consider travel insurance, and translate medical summaries. Dietary management is crucial, requiring strict adherence to guidelines. Finding suitable food can be challenging, potentially limiting the cultural culinary experience. A major obstacle for travelers with disabilities is the information gap. Finding accurate and reliable accessibility details. A wheelchair symbol rarely tells the whole story. It doesn't specify doorway widths or roll-in showers. This forces travelers to become investigators, spending hours confirming details. The problem extends to attractions and restaurants. A restaurant might have an accessible entrance but no accessible restroom. Online reviews are subjective. Travelers can never fully trust online information, leading to uncertainty. This is a fundamental barrier to equality in travel. Until businesses commit to providing comprehensive details, travelers with disabilities will face this hurdle. For many seniors and individuals with disabilities, managing energy levels is a critical component of a successful trip. The physical and mental demands of travel, navigating unfamiliar environments, dealing with crowds, and processing new information can be incredibly draining. Conditions that cause chronic fatigue, pain, or limited stamina mean that a full day of sightseeing, which might be exhilarating for some, can lead to complete exhaustion for others. This is not a matter of fitness or willpower, it is a physiological reality. Ignoring the body's need for rest can result in a flare-up of symptoms, turning a dream vacation into a period of recovery and discomfort far from home. Understanding and respecting your personal energy limits is paramount. This requires a significant shift in mindset from the see-it-all approach that often dominates travel culture. Instead of packing every single moment with activities, successful, accessible travel involves strategic planning and deliberate pacing. This means building rest periods into each day's itinerary, choosing a smaller number of must-see attractions, and being willing to adjust plans based on how you feel. It can be difficult to say no to an activity that your travel companions are excited about, but prioritizing your well-being is essential for being able to enjoy the entire duration of the trip. This energy equation also influences logistical choices. Opting for a direct flight, even if it is more expensive, can save a significant amount of energy compared to dealing with a layover. Choosing a hotel that is centrally located can reduce the amount of time and effort spent on transportation. It might also mean hiring a private guide or using taxis instead of navigating a complex public transit system. These decisions are not luxuries, but practical strategies for conserving precious energy. Planning a trip becomes a balancing act between the desire for adventure and the need for self-preservation, ensuring you have enough energy for the moments that matter most to you. Finally, communicating your needs to your travel partners is crucial. It is important to have an open conversation before the trip about your energy limitations and the need for a more relaxed pace. This helps manage expectations and ensures that everyone is on the same page, preventing misunderstandings or feelings of guilt. A supportive travel companion will understand that a midday nap or a quiet afternoon is not a sign of disinterest, but a necessary part of the travel strategy. By mastering the art of pacing and effective communication, you can transform a potentially exhausting ordeal into a sustainable and deeply enjoyable journey. The challenges of accessible travel are not just physical, they take a significant emotional toll. The sheer amount of planning required can be overwhelming, leading to what is often called planning fatigue. The constant worry about potential problems, a broken piece of equipment, an inaccessible hotel, a medical issue far from home can create a persistent undercurrent of anxiety. This stress can begin long before the trip and continue throughout the journey, making it difficult to relax and be present in the moment. The fear of the unknown is magnified when you are managing a health condition or a disability, as the stakes often feel much higher. Travel inherently involves a degree of vulnerability. You are stepping out of your familiar environment and routine where you have control and support systems in place. For individuals with disabilities, this feeling can be intensified. You may need to rely on the kindness and competence of strangers for assistance, whether it is an airline employee helping you board a plane or a hotel staff member responding to a request. This reliance can make one feel exposed and can be particularly daunting if past experiences with seeking help have been negative or demeaning. The fear of being treated as an inconvenience or a burden can erode confidence and dampen the spirit of adventure. Building and maintaining confidence is a key psychological challenge. A single negative experience, such as being denied access to a place or encountering a dismissive attitude, can be deeply discouraging. It can reinforce feelings of being different or less than, making you question your decision to travel at all. Conversely, a series of positive, accessible experiences can be incredibly empowering, boosting self-esteem and fostering a sense of independence. The emotional journey of travel is a delicate balance. It requires resilience to overcome setbacks and the courage to advocate for your needs, even when it feels uncomfortable. It is about learning to trust in your own ability to navigate challenges. Overcoming this emotional toll requires proactive strategies. This begins with thorough preparation, which is the best antidote to anxiety. Knowing you have a solid plan, contingency measures in place, and all necessary documents organized can provide a strong sense of security. It also involves practicing self-compassion and setting realistic expectations. Acknowledge that things may not always go perfectly, and that is okay. Connecting with a community of other accessible travelers can also be immensely helpful. Sharing stories and advice with people who understand your experiences can validate your feelings, reduce isolation, and provide the encouragement needed to keep exploring. The social landscape of travel can be as challenging as the physical one. Attitudes of others can impact the travel experience, especially for seniors and individuals with disabilities. While many are kind, encountering ignorance or prejudice is possible. A common challenge is the assumption of inability, leading to disempowering interactions. Learning to politely correct these assumptions is essential. Advocating for your needs ensures equal access. Building a supportive travel environment, choosing understanding companions, and learning key phrases are helpful. Recognizing good service encourages a more inclusive atmosphere for all. For seniors, a pre-travel consultation with your doctor is essential. Schedule this 4 to 6 weeks before your trip for vaccinations and medication adjustments. Discuss your itinerary in detail. Ask specific questions about how time zone changes, climates, and activities might affect your health conditions. Obtain a letter stating your medical conditions and medications. Create a personalized health action plan. Include contact information and guidance on when to seek local medical help. Ensure prescriptions are up to date and that you have enough medication for the trip, plus extra. Also ask about destination-specific health risks and necessary immunizations. Leaving with a plan and questions answered is the most important step. Once you have consulted with your doctor, the next critical step is to assemble a comprehensive medical kit. This kit is your personal portable pharmacy and first aid station, and it should be packed with the same care and attention as your passport and tickets. The primary rule is to always carry your medical kit in your carry-on luggage. Never pack essential medications or medical supplies in checked baggage. Suitcases can be delayed or lost, and separating you from your vital medications could have serious health consequences. Keeping your kit with you ensures that you have everything you need at all times. Your medical kit should be meticulously organized. Start with your prescription medications. Keep them in their original pharmacy containers with the labels intact, as this helps with identification by security or customs officials. Use a pill organizer for daily management, but keep the original bottles with you as proof of prescription. You must pack enough medication to cover the entire duration of your trip, plus at least 1 extra week supply in case of travel delays. In addition to your prescriptions, include over-the-counter remedies for common travel ailments like pain and indigestion, allergies, and motion sickness. Having these familiar items on hand is far easier than trying to find a pharmacy in an unfamiliar place. Beyond pills and prescriptions, think about any medical supplies or equipment you use. This could include testing strips and a glucometer for diabetes, a blood pressure cuff, an inhaler for asthma, or supplies for wound care. If you use a device like a CPAP machine or portable oxygen concentrator, ensure you have all the necessary components, including power cords, adapters for foreign outlets, and extra batteries. It is also wise to include a basic first aid kit with items like bandages, antiseptic wipes, antibiotic ointment, and blister treatment. Having these items readily available provides peace of mind and allows you to handle minor issues swiftly and independently. Finally, your medical kit should contain crucial documentation. This includes the doctor's letter detailing your conditions and medications, copies of your prescriptions, and a list of emergency contacts. It is also essential to have your health insurance information, including supplemental travel insurance policy numbers and international contact details. Consider wearing a medical alert bracelet or necklace, especially if you have a severe allergy or condition like epilepsy or diabetes. Signal Health Group advises creating both physical and digital copies of these documents. Store digital versions in a secure cloud service or your email so you can access them from anywhere in the world, ensuring you are prepared for any eventuality. Traveling with a chronic health condition requires adaptation and self-awareness. Stick to your medication schedule, especially across time zones. Work with your doctor to create a written schedule and set reminders. Diet and hydration are critical. Communicate dietary needs and carry safe snacks. Listen to your body, take breaks, and prioritize activities. Research local medical facilities and keep emergency contacts accessible. If you feel unwell, contact your insurance provider or seek local medical attention. Be prepared to handle health issues calmly and effectively. For travelers with mobility impairments, careful planning is key to transforming daunting landscapes into navigable adventures. Begin with a realistic assessment of your capabilities. This will guide your decisions. From destinations to tours, research accessible cities and attractions. Travel blogs and forums offer invaluable first-hand accounts. Ensure your mobility equipment is in excellent condition. Consider a portable version of your equipment. Plan routes in advance, checking for obstacles. Use accessible transportation services. Be prepared to adapt to your plans and maintain a positive attitude. Securing a genuinely accessible hotel room is one of the most critical steps in planning a successful trip. Your accommodation is your sanctuary, the place where you rest and recharge, so it must meet your specific needs. The process begins with detailed research, as the term accessible can be frustratingly vague. Do not rely solely on the wheelchair symbol on a booking website. Instead, look for hotels that provide detailed descriptions and ideally photos of their accessible rooms. Note the specific features you require, such as a roll-in shower, a shower bench, a raised toilet with grab bars, or a bed at a certain height. Create a checklist of your non-negotiables. Once you have a short list of potential hotels, you must move beyond the website and make direct contact. Call the hotel and ask to speak with someone who can personally verify the accessibility features of the room, such as the front desk manager or a reservation specialist. Be polite but firm in asking for specifics. Ask for measurements of doorways, the threshold height into the room and bathroom, and the space around the bed. A useful strategy is to ask them to email you photos of the exact room you are discussing. This direct communication is the only way to be certain that the room will work for you, preventing a disastrous surprise upon arrival. When you make your reservation, do so directly with the hotel over the phone and get a written confirmation that explicitly states you have booked a guaranteed accessible room with the specific features you discussed. Reiterate these needs in the special requests section if you are also booking online. It is a good practice to call the hotel again a day or two before your arrival to reconfirm your accessible room reservation. This may seem redundant, but it helps ensure your needs are top of mind for the hotel staff preparing for your check-in and minimizes the chance of your room being given away by mistake. Upon check-in, inspect the room immediately to ensure it meets the requirements you confirmed. If there are any issues, address them with the front desk right away. Do not wait until you are exhausted at the end of the day. A well-prepared traveler who has done their homework is in a strong position to advocate for themselves. Finding the right accessible accommodation takes significant effort, but the security and comfort it provides are invaluable. It creates a safe and comfortable base from which you can confidently explore your destination, knowing you have a truly accessible space to return to. Navigating airports and local transit with a disability requires planning and clear communication. Inform your airline of your needs, wheelchair assistance, pre-boarding, or help with devices when booking, and confirm before your flight. Arrive early to handle check-in and security smoothly. At security, request private screening if needed and communicate medical needs. At your destination, research accessible taxis, ride shares, and public transit in advance. Keep accessibility maps handy. Consider renting accessible vehicles, but reserve early. Always have backup plans for unexpected issues like strikes or broken elevators. With preparation and flexibility, you can travel confidently and handle obstacles with ease. Pre-trip anxiety is normal, especially for seniors and travelers with disabilities. Preparation is your best tool. Confirm accessible accommodations, organize medications, and research local healthcare. Use checklists to break tasks into manageable steps and visualize your journey going smoothly. Practice relaxation techniques like deep breathing and talk openly about your worries with a trusted friend or fellow traveler. Connect with others who have traveled with similar challenges for support and encouragement. Remember, anxiety is human. Face it with practical strategies and set out on your adventure with confidence. Confidence grows with each travel experience, especially when you set and achieve small goals. Start with simple tasks, like finding an accessible cafe, and build up to bigger challenges. Practice self-advocacy, clearly communicate your needs, and remember it's your right, not a favor. When things go wrong, reframe setbacks as opportunities to problem solve and celebrate your resilience. Surround yourself with supportive companions or stay connected with loved ones for encouragement. Confidence isn't about being fearless, it's about moving forward despite fear. With each step, you become more empowered to explore the world. Travel is richer when you slow down and practice mindfulness. Pause to notice the sights, sounds, and sensations around you. Don't just rush from one landmark to the next. Take short breaks to reset, whether it's sitting quietly in a park or savoring a local treat. Mindfulness helps you manage stress and respond calmly to travel hiccups. Keep a journal to capture not just what you did, but how you felt and what you experienced. The most memorable moments often come from being fully present, not just checking off a list. Travel can feel isolating, but small connections make a big difference. Engage with locals, learn a few phrases, visit markets, or join accessible tours to foster genuine interactions. If traveling with a companion, share experiences, but also reach out to others in your group or accommodation. Solo travelers can find community in common areas or group activities. Stay connected with loved ones back home for support and a sense of belonging. Ultimately, travel is about weaving connections with people, places, and yourself that enrich your journey long after you return. A safe and healthy journey begins with a pre-travel health summit with your doctor. Schedule this at least 4 to 6 weeks before you depart. Come prepared with a detailed outline of your trip. Discuss changes in diet, activity level, and time zones. Address any required or recommended immunizations. Ask questions and alleviate any health-related anxieties you may have. This partnership with your healthcare provider is the most important investment you can make in a successful journey. Creating a comprehensive medical kit is a practical step in your travel preparations. Always pack this kit in your carry-on bag. Never place essential medications in your checked luggage. The core of your kit will be your prescription medications. Pack enough medication to last for your entire trip, plus an extra week's supply. Keep medications in labeled containers for security. Include over-the-counter remedies for common travel ailments. Also include a basic first aid kit containing items like assorted bandages and antiseptic wipes. Finally, consider any specific medical equipment you rely on daily. Assembling this medical kit empowers you to handle your health needs confidently. When traveling with health or mobility concerns, having the right paperwork is essential for your safety. A doctor's letter stating medical conditions, medications, and necessary equipment is crucial. Include copies of prescriptions, a list of allergies, and a concise medical history summary. Always carry travel and health insurance information, including policy numbers and emergency contact details. Make multiple copies physical and digital and store them separately for easy access. Being organized with your paperwork is the ultimate form of self-advocacy. Once your medical needs and documentation are sorted, it is time to think about packing for overall comfort and convenience. For seniors and travelers with disabilities, what you pack can have a significant impact on your daily energy levels and physical well-being. The key principle is to pack light but smart. A heavy, oversized suitcase can be a physical burden, difficult to lift and maneuver through airports and train stations. Opt for a lightweight suitcase with 4 spinner wheels, which glides easily and requires less effort to move. Using packing cubes can also be a game changer, helping you organize your belongings and compress clothing to save space. Your choice of clothing is paramount for comfort. Select fabrics that are breathable, wrinkle-resistant, and easy to layer. Layering is a brilliant strategy that allows you to adapt to changing temperatures without carrying a bulky coat. A base layer, a fleece or sweater, and a lightweight waterproof jacket can prepare you for a wide range of weather conditions. Most importantly, prioritize comfortable shoes. You will likely be doing more walking than usual, so bring at least 2 pairs of well-broken-in supportive shoes. Never bring a brand new pair of shoes on a trip. Alternate between your pairs to give your feet a rest and prevent blisters. Think about items that can enhance your comfort during transit and in your hotel room. A supportive neck pillow, an eye mask, and earplugs or noise-canceling headphones can make a world of difference on a long flight, helping you arrive more rested. Pack a reusable water bottle to ensure you stay hydrated throughout your journey. For your hotel room, consider bringing a small, portable nightlight to make navigating an unfamiliar room safer. A universal power strip can also be incredibly useful, allowing you to charge multiple devices at once. Finally, prepare your carry-on bag to be your in-transit command center. This bag should contain everything you need to be safe and comfortable for at least 24 hours. This includes your medical kit and documentation, a change of clothes, basic toiletries, chargers, and healthy snacks. If you rely on a mobility aid, make sure you have essential accessories in your carry-on. Having these items provides a safety net. If your checked bag is delayed, you will have everything you need until it arrives, reducing stress and allowing you to enjoy your vacation from the moment you land. In the final week before your trip, it is time to run through a pre-departure checklist to ensure all logistical details are in place. This final check helps to prevent last-minute scrambles and builds your confidence that you are truly ready to go. First, reconfirm all of your key reservations. This means calling the airline to double-check your flight times and any assistance requests you have made. It also means making one last call to your hotel to reconfirm your guaranteed accessible room and the specific features you need. This simple act of reconfirmation can catch potential errors and gives you peace of mind that everything is set for your arrival. Next, handle your financial preparations. Notify your bank and credit card companies of your travel dates and destinations. This prevents them from flagging your overseas transactions as fraudulent and freezing your accounts, which can be a major headache. It is wise to travel with more than one form of payments, such as 2 different credit cards and a debit card. Also, obtain a small amount of the local currency before you leave. This is useful for small purchases like a taxi from the airport or a bottle of water immediately upon arrival before you have a chance to find a local ATM. Set up your home for your absence. Arrange for mail to be held or collected by a neighbor. If you have pets, confirm their care arrangements. It is also a good idea to leave a copy of your complete itinerary, including flight numbers and hotel contact information, with a trusted family member or friend. This person can be your emergency contact back home. Unplug non-essential electronics and consider setting a few lights on timers to give your home a lived-in appearance. Taking care of these details at home means you can relax and focus on your trip without worrying about what is happening in your absence. On the day before you leave, do a final review. Go through your packing list and your document folder one last time. Charge all your electronic devices, including your phone, any medical equipment, and portable power banks. Make sure your passport, tickets, and wallet are in a secure and easily accessible part of your carry-on luggage. Get a good night's sleep. By following a structured pre-departure checklist, you methodically address all the small but important details. This organized approach minimizes stress and allows you to begin your journey feeling calm, prepared, and excited for the adventure that awaits you. Governments have the responsibility to establish and enforce accessibility standards. Laws mandating access to public spaces, transportation, and accommodations are foundational. Governments must update these laws to include digital access, ensuring travel websites are usable by everyone. Effective legislation requires enforcement and consequences for non-compliance, including regular inspections. Governments can offer incentives to businesses exceeding minimum requirements, fostering innovation. International cooperation is essential to harmonize accessibility guidelines across borders. Governments also play a vital role in public education, promoting universal design and inclusive societies. The travel and hospitality industry brings accessibility to life. Businesses embracing accessible travel tap into a large market. Moving beyond legal compliance is smart business. Understand customer needs and design welcoming services. Provide detailed accessibility information like photos and measurements. Comprehensive staff training is a critical investment. train staff in disability awareness and etiquette. The goal? Integrate universal design into all projects. Universal design creates environments usable by all. Accessible travel becomes simply travel. Every guest feels truly welcome. But by them. Creating a world where travel is accessible to all requires a shared vision and collaborative effort from governments, businesses, and communities. Lawmakers must create strong standards, establishing a baseline of rights, ensuring no one is left behind. The travel industry builds a culture of genuine welcome, competing on accessible services. Organizations empower their members to advocate for high standards of care. Individuals share experiences holding businesses accountable and celebrating progress. This creates a positive feedback loop, inspiring higher standards and a more inclusive travel environment. It's about fostering a society that values inclusion and recognizes the need for discovery. It's a future defined by the scope of our dreams, not limitations. By working together, travel becomes a universal possibility for everyone. Throughout this guide, we've explored accessible travel, acknowledging challenges while illuminating the path forward. With careful planning, the right resources, and a resilient spirit, the world can and should be your oyster. The journey begins with believing travel is possible, focusing on possibilities. Empowerment through knowledge transforms anxiety into confidence. Preparation is self-empowerment, ensuring joy and cherished memories. By advocating for your needs, you pave the way for universal travel. Travel is a profound affirmation of life. The world is waiting to be explored. As we conclude this guide, we want to reiterate a core message of hope and encouragement. At Signal Health Group, our commitment is to support you in living your healthiest, most fulfilling life, and we firmly believe that travel is an essential part of that vision. We encourage you to use this guide as a practical roadmap, and remember that preparation is your greatest ally. Every trip you take is a vote for a more inclusive future. Your next adventure awaits. Signal Health Group is proud to stand with you, championing your health and well-being every step of the way. Now go and begin planning your next great adventure. Travel opens doors to new cultures, sights, and unforgettable memories. Yet, for seniors and those with disabilities, travel can present unique challenges. At Signal Health Group, we believe everyone deserves to explore the world safely and comfortably. This guide empowers you to plan accessible adventures with confidence. We'll cover choosing destinations, understanding your rights, and practical tips for smooth travel. Our goal: to make accessible travel simple, enjoyable, and stress-free. With the right preparation, the world truly is your oyster. Let's get started on making your travel dreams a reality. For seniors and travelers with disabilities, plan there are no limits to where you can go. Standard travel insurance often falls short for seniors and travelers with disabilities. Generic policies may exclude pre-existing conditions, leaving you unprotected. Specialized insurance covers your unique health needs and essential equipment. Without it, a damaged wheelchair or a medical emergency abroad can become a crisis. Look for policies that cover medical events, mobility aids, and higher emergency costs. The right insurance is a tailored safety net, not just a checkbox. Choose a provider that understands accessible travel. Protect your independence and peace of mind. The right coverage. Travel insurance is more than paperwork, it's your global support network. Emergency assistance teams provide 24/7 help, from medical emergencies to lost passports. One call connects you to experts who coordinate care, translations, and even family travel if needed. They handle both medical and non-medical crises, so you're never alone. Choose insurance with a reputable, responsive assistance service. This support transforms insurance from a financial product into real peace of mind. Travel confidently, knowing help is always within reach. Great accessible travel starts with smart destination research. Go beyond brochures, search for destinations with proven accessibility. Use official tourism sites and first-hand blogs to assess real-world conditions. Consider terrain, climate, and local accessibility standards. Laws and infrastructure vary widely, so know what to expect. Check for reliable medical facilities and equipment rentals at your destination. This groundwork ensures you choose a place where you'll feel safe and supported. Proactive research leads to a confident, enjoyable trip. Finding the right accessible accommodation is critical for a successful trip. Don't rely solely on a website's claim of being accessible. Use filters for features like wheelchair access or roll-in shower. Look for detailed descriptions and photos of accessible rooms and bathrooms. Contact the hotel directly to confirm your specific needs. Request photos of the exact room and get confirmation in writing with accessibility requirements noted. This ensures a comfortable and stress-free stay. Once you've secured accessible accommodation, plan how to get around and enjoy the sights. Research accessible transportation, starting with public transit. Many cities offer accessible buses, trains, and subways with ramps and elevators. If public transit isn't viable, consider accessible taxi services or ride sharing. For attractions, check official websites for accessibility information. Look for details on ramps, elevators, and accessible restrooms. Use tools like Google Maps Street View to check sidewalk conditions and plan accessible routes. Detailed planning ensures an enjoyable, stress-free experience. While official websites and direct inquiries provide the factual foundation of your research, the richest and most practical insights often come from the community of accessible travelers who have gone before you. Tapping into this collective wisdom can transform your trip from good to great. Seek out online forums, social media groups, and blogs dedicated to accessible travel. Platforms like Facebook have numerous groups where members share detailed reviews, photos, and candid advice about destinations, hotels, and tours. You can post your specific questions and receive answers from people with direct first-hand experience, which is an incredibly powerful resource. Another excellent source of community wisdom is specialized travel magazines and review websites focused on accessibility. These publications often feature in-depth destination guides and reviews written by experienced accessible travel journalists. They have already done the hard work of vetting locations and can provide trusted recommendations. Websites that allow users to rate the accessibility of venues like restaurants, shops, and attractions can also be extremely useful for on-the-go planning. These user-generated reviews often highlight small but important details, such as the location of an accessible restroom or the presence of a single step at an entrance that official sources might overlook. Beyond peer-to-peer advice, consider engaging the services of a travel agent who specializes in accessible travel. These professionals possess a wealth of knowledge and industry connections that can save you an immense amount of time and stress. They are experts in navigating the complexities of booking accessible flights, accommodations, and tours. A good accessible travel agent will have personal relationships with suppliers and can advocate on your behalf to ensure your needs are truly met. They often have access to pre-vetted properties and can handle all the confirmation details, providing you with a seamless and worry-free booking experience. This is where a company like Signal Health Group can also point you toward trusted resources. Ultimately, a combination of research methods will yield the best results. Use official sources to get the facts, community forums to get the real-world feel, and professional experts when you want an extra layer of support and security. Document all your findings in a travel folder or digital document, including confirmation numbers, contact details, and photos. This preparation is an investment in your well-being and enjoyment. By leveraging all the tools at your disposal, you empower yourself to craft a journey that is not just manageable, but truly magnificent, relaxing, and perfectly tailored to you, ensuring wonderful memories for years to come. Tool for confident, comfortable travel. Prepared scripts can make communicating your needs easier. When booking flights, hotels, or tours, use scripts to be precise about your needs. For flights, specify if you need to check a power wheelchair at the gate and require an aisle chair. For hotels, confirm the room has a roll-in shower, shower seat, and grab bars. For tours, ask about wheelchair accessibility on vehicles, stops, and restrooms. Always get the agent's name and request written confirmation of arrangements. These scripts ensure clear communication, turning planning into a smooth, worry-free trip. Empowerment is key to independent travel. When you travel, you are protected by laws and regulations designed to ensure your right to travel with dignity and without discrimination. These initiatives form a legal backbone for accessible travel, mandating reasonable accommodations. Understanding these laws empowers you. In the United States, the Air Carrier Access Act, or ACAA, and the Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA, are particularly important. The ACAA addresses air travel, making it illegal for airlines to discriminate based on disability. The ADA prohibits discrimination in public life, including hotels, restaurants, and ground transportation. They are federal mandates with specific requirements that companies must follow. These laws break down barriers and promote a more inclusive society. Knowing these protections exist is the first step to explore the world on equal terms. Section 2, Your Rights in the Air, the Air Carrier Access Act, or ACAA. The Air Carrier Access Act is your most important ally when you travel by air to, from, or within the United States. This federal law makes it illegal for airlines to discriminate against passengers because of their disability. It requires air carriers to provide travelers with disabilities a range of accommodations and services, all free of charge. This includes help with getting to and from gates, boarding, and deplaning the aircraft. One of the most critical protections of the ACAA relates to your personal wheelchair or scooter. They must also return the device to you at the gate upon arrival so you can use it immediately. The law also holds airlines responsible for any damage to your mobility device. Airlines must have a specially trained complaints resolution official or CRO available at every airport they serve. Knowing about the ACAA and the role of the CRO empowers you to advocate for yourself effectively. Once you have landed, your rights to accessibility are primarily protected by the Americans with Disabilities Act or ADA. This law ensures you have equal access to public accommodations and services. This covers almost every part of your travel experience: hotels, restaurants, shops, museums, theme parks, and even cruise ships. The ADA sets minimum standards for accessibility, mandating things like ramps, accessible parking, wide doorways, and accessible restrooms. It's really the reason you can expect a baseline level of access in most public places across the country. Knowing your rights under the ADA allows you to be a more confident traveler. If you encounter a barrier, you can politely inform the management of the issue. If your concerns are not addressed, you have the right to file a complaint. By understanding and exercising your rights, you not only improve your own travel experience, but also help pave the way for a more accessible world. We began this guide with the simple belief that the joy and freedom of travel should be accessible to everyone regardless of age or physical ability. Throughout our journey together, we have explored the essential steps that transform this belief into a tangible reality. We have seen how meticulous research, clear communication, and a solid understanding of your rights can remove barriers and open up a world of destinations. Travel is no longer about focusing on limitations. It's about reimagining possibilities. It's about confidently stepping out into the world, knowing that you have the tools and knowledge to navigate it successfully and create memories that will last a lifetime. The core message of this guide is one of empowerment. By breaking down the planning process into manageable steps, we hope to have demystified the concept of accessible travel. From selecting the right insurance policy that covers your specific health needs to vetting a hotel room down to the last grab bar, each action you take is an act of self-empowerment. This proactive approach allows you to take control of your travel experience, ensuring your safety, comfort, and dignity are prioritized from start to finish. You are the expert on your own needs, and this guide serves to amplify your expertise, giving you the structure to apply it effectively. Think of accessible travel not as a different or more difficult way to see the world, but as a more thoughtful and deliberate one. This intentional approach often leads to a richer and more rewarding experience. When you plan with such care, you connect more deeply with your destination and the people who help you along the way. You learn to become a resourceful problem solver and a confident self-advocate. These are skills that not only make for a better vacation, but also enhance your independence and confidence in all areas of life. The journey itself becomes a testament to your resilience and spirit of adventure. Ultimately, accessible travel is simply travel. It's about feeling the sun on your face in a new city, tasting an unfamiliar cuisine, or sharing a laugh with a loved one against a stunning backdrop. The principles we have discussed are designed to handle the logistics so that you can be fully present for these beautiful moments. The goal is for the mechanics of accessibility to fade into the background, allowing the magic of the travel experience to take center stage. With the right preparation, you are not just a person with a disability who is traveling, you are a traveler, full stop. Throughout this guide, a consistent theme has been the undeniable power of preparation. Careful, detailed planning is the bedrock upon which every successful, accessible journey is built. It is the work you do before you leave home that provides the freedom to relax and explore once you arrive. By researching your destination, confirming your accommodations, arranging your transportation, and understanding your rights, you build a comprehensive framework for a smooth and stress free trip. This preparation is your greatest asset, acting as a shield against unexpected challenges and a key that unlocks a world of possibilities. This preparation is not something you have to do alone. The journey is made easier and more secure through partnership. This includes the informal partnerships you build with the airline agents, hotel managers, and tour guides you communicate with. It also includes the invaluable wisdom you gain from the community of accessible travelers who have shared their experiences online. And most importantly, it includes your partnership with trusted resources and companies that specialize in supporting your travel needs. This network of support provides a crucial safety net, offering expertise, advocacy, and peace of mind every step of the way. Choosing the right partners is essential. This is where an organization like Signal Health Group plays a vital role. We are more than just a provider of information. We strive to be a steadfast partner in your travel aspirations. By guiding you toward comprehensive insurance policies, connecting you with reputable resources, and providing the knowledge you need to advocate for yourself, we help fortify your travel plans. We believe in empowering our community with the tools for safe and independent exploration. A partnership with a supportive organization means you always have a trusted ally to turn to, reinforcing your confidence as you plan your next great adventure. As you move forward, we encourage you to embrace this dual approach of diligent self preparation and strategic partnership. Use the checklists and scripts in this guide to build your plan, and do not hesitate to lean on the expertise of others. This combination is a winning formula that minimizes risk and maximizes enjoyment. By investing your time in planning and aligning yourself with supportive partners, you create a powerful synergy. This ensures that you are not just hoping for an accessible trip, but are actively creating the conditions for a wonderful, safe, and truly memorable journey. Travel is a powerful human desire. It's the dream of seeing new places and experiencing different cultures. This freedom to explore our world should be for everyone. For too long, though, this simple freedom has been out of reach for many people, like seniors and individuals with disabilities. The world of travel was not designed with everyone in mind. This needs to change. The ability to travel is more than just a vacation. It's a fundamental part of living a full and engaged life. It's a journey into the heart of accessible travel. We're seeing accessibility as a core part of good service. It's also a smart thing to do. This is a story of progress, innovation, and human spirit. It's about ensuring that the joy of discovering a new corner of the globe is a universal right. The world is changing, and so are its travelers. Our global population is aging, and there's a growing awareness of disability rights. This means that more people than ever before are seeking travel experiences that are safe, comfortable, and accessible. This is not a small niche market. It's actually a large and powerful force in the tourism industry. Seniors, who often have more time and money to travel, are looking for destinations that cater to their mobility and comfort needs. At the same time, people with disabilities are rightly demanding the same opportunities to explore the world as everyone else. Together, they represent a significant and growing group of travelers. This increased demand is sending a clear message to the travel industry. Accessibility is no longer optional. For many years, businesses saw accessibility as a costly burden or a legal requirement to be met with a minimum effort. That view is now outdated. Today, smart businesses see accessible tourism as a huge opportunity. By welcoming seniors and travelers with disabilities, they can tap into a loyal and often overlooked market. These travelers tend to plan longer trips, travel during off peak seasons, and are often accompanied by friends, family, or caregivers, which means more business for hotels, airlines, and attractions. The numbers tell a powerful story. Globally, there are over 1 billion people living with some form of disability. Add to that the rapidly growing population of seniors over the age of 65. This group holds significant spending power. When businesses invest in accessibility, they're not just complying with regulations, they're making a wise investment in their future. They're building a reputation for being inclusive and caring, which attracts a wider range of customers. An accessible hotel room or a guided tour with clear audio descriptions benefits many people, creating a better experience for all guests. Therefore, the push for accessible travel is driven by both social justice and economic sense. It's about creating a more equitable world where everyone can participate fully. It's also about recognizing the immense value that travelers with disabilities and seniors bring to the tourism economy. As this wave of demand continues to grow, it's going to reshape the future of travel. It'll push companies to innovate, to think creatively about inclusion, and to finally build a travel landscape that is truly open for business to everyone without exception. When we talk about accessible travel, many people first think of physical structures. They picture ramps instead of stairs, wide doorways, and accessible restrooms. These things are absolutely essential, and they form the foundation of an accessible environment. Without them, even the most basic travel is impossible for many. However, true inclusion in travel goes much deeper than just the physical space. It's about creating an entire experience that is welcoming, respectful, and empowering for every single person. It's about seeing the whole person, not just their mobility aid or their age. True accessibility is woven into the fabric of the customer service experience. It's the airline staff member who is trained to assist a passenger with a visual impairment with dignity and respect. It's the hotel receptionist who knows how to communicate clearly with a guest who is deaf or hard of hearing. It's the tour guide who can adapt their commentary for people with different learning styles or cognitive disabilities. This level of service requires empathy, training, and a genuine commitment from the entire organization to make every guest feel valued and understood from the moment they book their trip to the moment they return home. Furthermore, inclusive travel means providing clear and detailed information. Travelers with disabilities need to know exactly what to expect before they arrive. Vague promises of accessibility are not enough. Websites and brochures should offer specific details such as the exact height of a bed, the width of a bathroom door, or photos of the accessible features. This transparency allows people to make informed decisions and reduces the anxiety that often comes with traveling to an unknown place. It empowers them to choose the destinations and services that best meet their individual needs, giving them control over their own journey. Ultimately, inclusive travel is about dignity and independence. It's about creating an environment where a person is not made to feel like a problem or an inconvenience. It's about designing experiences that allow everyone to participate as fully as they wish on their own terms. This shift in mindset, from simple physical access to holistic person-centered inclusion, is what will truly transform the travel industry. It's the difference between simply allowing someone to enter a building and truly welcoming them on an adventure of a lifetime where their needs are anticipated and their presence is celebrated. For every traveler. International agreements provide travel is the norm. Laws and policies are essential, measured by the real-world difference they make. Strong strategies mean more accessible options for travelers. Legal requirements like assistance for boarding empower individuals. Mandates for accessible trails open up nature to everyone. These changes empower individuals and grant them freedom. Strategies impact the design of our world. Universal design creates environments usable by all. Curb cuts, audible signals benefit everyone. These strategies drive innovation. Businesses invest in training, leading to a more empathetic workforce. Accessibility becomes seamless, enhancing experiences for all. Confidence grows, knowing rights are respected. Travel transforms into a source of joy. These strategies build a welcoming world of travel. A great travel experience often begins with a comfortable and welcoming place to stay. Thankfully, a new generation of hotels and hospitality brands is changing this narrative completely. They are thoughtfully redesigning their spaces and services to welcome every single guest. proving that accessibility and luxury can and should go hand in hand, creating beautiful spaces that work for everybody. Major hotel chains like Marriott and Hilton have invested heavily in making accessibility a core part of their brand. Features like rolling showers and lowered light switches are becoming more common, ensuring that the welcome is as accessible as the room itself. A wonderful example is the Omni Orlando Resort at Champions Gate in Florida. They also provide accessible pool lifts, allowing guests with mobility challenges to enjoy a refreshing swim with their families. These pioneering businesses are showing the rest of the industry what is possible, proving that investing in comprehensive accessibility is not just a moral duty, but also a smart business decision. They're about creating an atmosphere of genuine inclusion. For many, air travel and ground transportation can be stressful. Forward-thinking airlines and transport companies are working to make these journeys smoother. They are implementing innovative solutions and better training programs. Airlines like Delta and Qantas are improving travel for passengers with disabilities. Airports like London Heathrow and Singapore's Changi Airport are praised for accessibility. Companies like Hertz and Enterprise are expanding their fleets of accessible vehicles. This ensures the adventure of travel begins with excitement and confidence. What is a trip without memorable activities and attractions? For too long, many landmarks, museums, and natural wonders were off limits to people with disabilities. Today, attractions and tour operators are breaking down these barriers, adapting experiences to ensure the joy of discovery is for everyone. They believe everyone deserves the chance to witness history, appreciate art, and experience the thrill of exploration. Museums like the Smithsonian and the Louvre are committed to inclusion, offering audio-described tours, sign language interpretation, and touch tours. The spirit of inclusion is also reaching the great outdoors. National parks and theme parks are making significant strides in accessibility. Specialized tour operators are also playing a vital role in creating inclusive travel packages. Companies like Wheel the World focus exclusively on planning trips for travelers with disabilities. They empower more people to travel confidently, ensuring a safe, comfortable, and unforgettable adventure. Travel planning can be daunting, especially for seniors and individuals with disabilities. Online forums and social media groups offer invaluable resources. They create spaces to connect, share knowledge, and build confidence. These communities offer practical tips and honest reviews. This peer-to-peer exchange helps travelers avoid pitfalls and discover accessible hidden gems. Connecting with others who understand the challenges of accessible travel can be incredibly empowering. They remind everyone that they are not alone and that a world of exploration is possible. These forums are driven by a collective desire to help one another explore the world more freely. While online groups connect travelers globally, it is often the local, on-the-ground organizations that make a destination truly welcoming. These community-based groups are the unsung heroes of accessible tourism. They are made up of passionate local residents, including people with disabilities, their families, and dedicated advocates who work tirelessly to improve accessibility in their communities. These organizations possess an intimate knowledge of their local environment. They know which museums have the best sensory-friendly exhibits, which beaches have mats for wheelchair access, and which local transport companies provide reliable service for mobility aids. These local champions often act as a vital bridge between visitors and the community. Many run their own websites or information centers that provide detailed accessibility guides for their area. Unlike generic travel sites, these resources are curated by people who navigate the city with accessibility needs every day. They might publish maps highlighting accessible public restrooms, list restaurants with braille menus, or organize volunteer greeter programs where locals show visitors the most accessible routes around the city. This personal touch transforms a standard tourist visit into a deeply welcoming and supportive experience, making a traveler feel like an honored guest. Furthermore, these organizations are powerful agents of change within their communities. They work directly with local businesses, city councils, and tourism boards to advocate for better infrastructure and more inclusive practices. They might conduct accessibility audits of hotels and attractions, providing feedback and guidance on improvements. By building these cooperative relationships, they help educate business owners and policymakers about the real world needs of seniors and people with disabilities. Their persistent efforts lead to tangible results, such as the installation of a new ramp at a popular cafe or the introduction of audio descriptions at a local theater. The impact of these local champions is profound and long lasting. They are not just making their communities better for visitors, they are creating a more inclusive environment for everyone. Their work ensures that accessibility becomes a core value of local culture. For a traveler, tapping into these resources is like having a trusted friend in a new city. It provides insider knowledge and security that makes exploring easier, safer, and more enjoyable for everyone involved. The progress we see in accessible travel is the direct result of decades of determined advocacy from grassroots movements around the world. These movements are powered by individuals with disabilities, seniors, and their allies who have bravely spoken out against discrimination. They amplify the voices of affected individuals, using social media and traditional news outlets to highlight injustices and demand change. By constantly challenging the status quo, they ensure that the conversation around accessibility is always moving forward. Supporting these organizations is a way to contribute to a future where travel is truly without barriers for all. Planning accessible travel used to mean endless phone calls and uncertainty. Now technology puts the power in your hands. Apps like WheelMap and Access Now crowdsource accessibility info for public places worldwide, letting users instantly see which locations are wheelchair friendly. These platforms detail features like step-free entrances and accessible toilets, removing guesswork and anxiety from travel. Google Maps highlights wheelchair-accessible transit routes, while Be My Eyes connects blind users to sighted volunteers for real-time assistance. These tools empower spontaneous exploration and independence, making travel less daunting and more exciting. The community-driven approach ensures information stays current and reliable. Digital planning tools shift control to travelers, reducing research burdens and opening up new possibilities. With these resources, accessibility is no longer a barrier but a gateway to adventure. Technology is transforming travel into a more inclusive, confident experience for everyone. The world is more open than ever, right at your fingertips. Once on the move, smart devices become essential travel companions. Translation apps like Google Translate break language barriers, while live transcription helps those with hearing loss follow conversations. For visual impairments, apps like Seeing AI read text aloud and describe surroundings, turning a phone into a sensory tool. Portable devices, foldable scooters, hearing loops, smartwatches with haptic feedback make travel more comfortable and independent. These technologies adapt to individual needs, offering real-time support in unfamiliar environments. The result, greater confidence, safety, and enjoyment for all travelers. Smart tech isn't just convenient, it's transformative. With the right tools, every journey becomes more accessible. Technology ensures no one is left behind. Technology now offers new ways to experience the world without leaving home. Virtual reality, VR, lets users explore iconic sites like the Eiffel Tower or Great Barrier Reef from their living room. VR tours provide immersive guided experiences, bringing travel to those with mobility or health limitations. For seniors or those unable to travel, VR combats isolation and sparks curiosity. Augmented reality, AR, enhances real-world travel, overlaying digital info onto physical spaces via smartphones or smart glasses. AR can display historical images, translate signs, or provide step-by-step navigation cues. These tools make museums, cities, and public spaces more engaging and accessible. VR and AR are breaking barriers, making exploration possible for everyone. As these technologies evolve, they'll further personalize and enrich travel. The future of travel is both virtual and inclusive. Accessible travel is undergoing a remarkable transformation. Strong laws and global commitments like the ADA and UN initiatives are making inclusion a priority. Hotels, airlines, and attractions are innovating, offering accessible rooms, better trained staff, and creative solutions like touch tours. Community forums and local organizations provide real-world advice and advocacy. Technology navigation apps, translation tools, VR puts information and support in every traveler's pocket. Accessibility is now seen as a right, not a favor. Businesses realize that inclusion benefits everyone. The travel landscape is more welcoming thanks to collective effort and innovation. Progress is real, but the journey continues. The world is opening up for all. Despite progress, true accessible travel requires ongoing commitment from all of us. Governments must enforce and update accessibility laws, listening to those with lived experience. Businesses need to prioritize inclusion, invest in staff training, and communicate accessibility features transparently. Community organizations drive change from the ground up, holding the industry accountable. As individuals, we can support inclusive businesses and use our voices to advocate for better practices. Every action, big or small, moves us closer to a world where travel is open to all. Accessibility should be a standard, not an afterthought. Organizations like Signal Health Group champion this vision, promoting equity and inclusion. Collaboration, empathy, and persistence are key. Together, we can ensure travel is a right for everyone. The journey toward inclusion is ongoing. Let's keep moving forward. Imagine a world where travel planning is joyful and stress-free for everyone. Anyone, regardless of age or ability, can confidently explore new places, knowing their needs are anticipated. This future is within reach, built on strong laws, innovation, community, and technology. Universal design must be the standard, creating spaces that work for all. Inclusion goes beyond physical access. It's about respect, dignity, and empowering independence. Thoughtful actions like clear information and trained staff turn trips into memorable experiences. Accessible travel enriches lives and connects us all. By working together, we create a more compassionate, equitable world. Travel breaks down barriers and reminds us of our shared humanity. The adventure should be open to everyone. Let's keep building a world where every journey is possible.